calendar. Let's do this. Cool. Scroll. All right. So, welcome back. You guys are in the middle of a big old manhunt. And yeah, it's going to be a session, I think. It's going to be an interesting one, for sure. The Azure Vanguard has created a citywide blockade. And you have, under the cover of it, attacked a ship, one where Avon was said to be hiding. Now, instead, you found the pirates of the Swords of the Shattered Moon, and there they were looking for something. You managed to track down the first mate, who almost got the better hand on Ethrith, but in the end, Ethrith got the upper hand on her and then stabbed her 52 times in the throat, which was unfortunate for her. But you guys also recovered what she had been looking for, which seemed to be a sort of message, a message in a bottle kind of thing. You took it, and it seemed to activate in the presence of your new dwarf friend, Baldic Thundersky, with a message from Avon saying that he had stolen something known as the where are you? Words. There it is. The Leyline Observatory, and flown it into the storms at the top of the mountain near toward the city. Arendil identified that as a job offer that was on file for you guys to complete to make it to the top of the mountain, figure out what has got the God of Storms so riled up, and maybe quell his thunder. Arendil sacrificed a bull and a great deal of gold to mighty Zeus, and has brought his attention to. Etherith commissioned his half-sister of sorts, Callistra, into making a number of potions and tempted her with joining on the journey, but she was loath to go out in the daytime and do any large amount of labor, it seems. So maybe not. We'll see. Ed also found a note from Boomstick saying that he had figured out explosive ammunition for siege weaponry. And that is where we pick up today.
Question about the potion thing, because I realize I don't think we clarified exactly which potion Callistra gave, because I commissioned the changing appearance potion, but I don't think we actually clarified what the potion's called.
I know you named a couple, and a couple of them you were like, "Ah, oh, these are cool." And she was like, "Deal." You were like, "Wait."
No, I mean the other potions. I mean, I haven't got the notes on them, but the one she actually gave me, I don't.
You want to know what you? Okay. Unfortunately, this isn't a listed potion.
Okay.
She just kind of said when you need to be stealthy, drink it.
Okay.
So mark it down as like a. And what's funny is that like it doesn't look very stealthy, this potion, because like as you look at it, it almost has like an iridescent sort of rainbow situation going on. You're like, this is for stealth, okay.
Can I? Because I'm an alchemist. Can I like figure out what it is based on like inspection?
Make a either an investigation or nature check at advantage. Go for it.
We'll go with. I mean, the roll's the same either way, but yeah, we'll do this. Well, once again, my advantages decide that no, you are getting this number and only this number. That's 11.
I will say it seems that. I'll give you some, but Callistra's creations seem to be quite complex. You are aware that it has something to do with transmutation, which is good, which is very good. The rainbowness maybe is like
clearly it transmutes, and that's what I asked for.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, that's what it's kind of what I asked for, right? So you'll have to quaff it to figure out exactly what it
Yeah.
does, which I'm very excited for.
I think as far as like the potions actually asked for Callisto was like blood of the something, and then another was like I think one was to I think it was like I think it was like a +2 to spellcasting, but you get exhausted afterwards, so it's like a sort of magical
Yeah,
haste. And the other was a means to persuade form a pact, like to make someone form a pact with Hecate.
yeah.
Those are the
Blood
two
of the
effects.
Crone and Filther of the Veiled Oath. That's right.
Okay.
She's got him brewing.
And I was just left just chilling in the tavern.
Yep, you guys are chilling in the tavern. Okay, and so you are. So, what would you all like to do now? You guys can get some sleep and prepare for your little journey to that mountain, which is it's a day's hike to get there, but no more than that.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
It's
have
a
a
good
Right?
idea.
rest.
You all go in for a long rest. Um, I'll tell you what. Let's make this. Let's make the dice decide. After go ahead and make a persuasion check to see if you got Callistra to come along.
It's 27.
Oh, nice.
All right, that's 27. I mean, it's 27. Um, you wake up, Etherith, before the sun has even come out, to the sound of like glass on table. Kind of like, what? And Callistra's like in your room, putting down bottles on your side table.
Sister, did you even get some sleep? I got the impression this was going to be kind of a couple of days brewing thing.
Oh, well, I brew them, a lot of them ahead of time. Kind of excitable like
What time is it?
She looks out the window. The sun hasn't come up yet.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, go back to your sleep. It's fine. she'll, uh, she'll, she'll vanish in a little silvery mist. You'll hear the very powerful sort of heel clacking sound down the hallway.
And they're just like cocks out. It's like, okay, fine.
Yeah. You get your rest, you wake up, and I guess you guys will deal with payment in the morning, but you'll
Paid it
have
beforehand.
two. Oh yeah, you paid beforehand. That's right. Yeah, let me describe what two concoctions you have sitting beside you. Let's see. One of them comes in almost like a triangular potion bottle. It is. Let's see. What does the filter look like? It's like a gold liquid. It looks like almost like a radiant gold liquid. And on the label it says "Filter of the Veiled Oath," and underneath it says "Remove tag" went before beating. Um, and it looks like pretty deceiving. It looks like a really cool, good, like great things potion. There is also the Blood of the Crone, which unsurprisingly looks like just like a tube of blood.
Excellent. That was
Yeah.
quick.
She already had.
Yeah.
She had them cooking. She tried to get. She always wants to hands up these filters and fail those. She's like, "Come on, Arendil, come on." All right. With that, you'll all wake up the next morning. I guess I gotta go find a stat block for her, or whatever stat block I was using for her, real quick. Yeah, you all rouse. Um, and she's like, I don't know. You wake up and you'll see her like sitting at one of the bar tables, like as the sun's out, just kind of sleeping at a table.
Okay, so we'll wander over.
Yeah.
Since she was sleeping at the table.
Yeah.
Um, I'll just sit down and kind of just let her sleep.
All right. You're just gonna sit at the table, watch her sleep. She sleeps. She seems quite peaceful.
I'll wait for the others.
Yeah. You guys come downstairs. The dwarf is, of course, griping. Well, I have to come. It sounds dangerous. It doesn't sound like a job for me. I mean, yeah. You hear as you walk by Ed's room. Listen!
Captain's out again. Here we go. Yeah, I'll come down the stairs. Grab myself something to eat and what have you before we go.
Sweet. Some bread. Yeah, you guys would see Etherith kind of sitting across the table from a sleeping Callistra at one of the sort of side booths.
I see you brought your sister along. How nice.
Well, see if that is just going to be cooped up in the coven for the rest of the day, and she was so eager to spend some time with you. So
I'm sure it's not just me, Ethereth. I'm sure there is sibling bonding to be done. But I'm not complaining.
I think she finds me a little bit
Irritating? Overbearing? Sorry.
It's terrible.
I don't know what you really think. Wow, I'm hurt. That hurts, Arendil.
I do apologize, Ethereth. Those words just slipped out.
I think she just I'm something of between the two of us, I'm maybe a bit of more of a goody two shoes as far as our mother is concerned.
Her mother? What? Where? She kind of wakes up. No, start. There. No.
Morning, sister.
Lister.
Oh, hi, Randa.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Hi, everyone. Wow, everyone's really just standing around me. I can't wait for the sun, so we'll say the whole party's just kind of standing around her.
Well, you're
this is
sleeping in
a
a
lot
public
of
place.
social attention that I'm used to. Okay.
So,
What
I
are you doing
suppose we.
again? Climbing a mountain.
Oh,
Yeah, but have you eaten?
Oh, no, I suppose I haven't.
Well, if we're going up a mountain, we'll need our strength. So, breakfast.
Okay. Breakfast will begin to be served in large quantities. You can hear upstairs. And breakfast is served. We'll say this morning. I get to pull up some of my. Oh, okay. You know what? So this is like a tavern. You know what I mean? Like they don't really
Yeah.
serve breakfast. You guys are like they're an inn, I guess, but they're like the town's like just wait here. I'm gonna go get it. Breakfast down the and the tavern owner comes back with a beautiful array of delicious breakfast pastries. There is like a breakfast feta, sort of like light. What is it? Sort of like a light pastry breakfast pie with feta and spinach inside of it. There is this one that's like it's like the same thing, but it's got custard inside of it and powdered sugar on top. There is he calls it gatso, whatever that means. There is like just an array of delicious things. There's, of course, some like tzatziki and some like chicken, some gyro, and it's like this big delicious spread. Lots of like fresh fruits. There's like olives, some tomato spread. You guys are like, man. And he'll tell you that he gets it from like a hole in the wall bakery like down the way. He says if you're looking for the best, you have to find the hole in the wall. Breakfast bakeries will be some people make traditional Thessaly baked goods. They're the best. But please enjoy. So for 5 silver each, you may enjoy this wonderful spread of breakfast pastries and throw coins at him.
I think Ethereth will be like very taken by like the sweet pastries.
Very nice. I like that. They like sweet pastries. Yeah, you just start gobbling up the gatso. Hell yeah. And yeah, Callistro will have some. The dwarf will say, "Oh, I guess seems like the captain's gonna be staying. So suppose I'll be staying. I could just stay with him, right? He could afford me his protection. Where did the shiny one go? He vanished. So what,
He had a very sudden
Crisis of faith.
crisis of
Out of consciousness. We can't even say the word.
Conscience.
That's the word. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
it was a very, very sudden shift from, well, he was talking about obeying the law, and
Well, he was playing with his cards. Maybe.
Can they get sick? Is he sick? That's
the
because
dwarf will say, "I don't know. I'm sick." Sometimes.
Well,
can't say I'm very
whatever
knowledgeable
it
in
is.
constructs.
me neither, but I think whatever it is, he's was quite adamant in just sitting in his room and waiting this out.
This was like you're telling me that your autognome got cursed by a deck of cards. That's glorious.
I mean,
it is
I-
inconvenience.
usually I would be all for the chaos and entertainment that comes with getting cursed by a deck of cards, but Chaplin was an agent of chaos. He was my... If I ever needed things to be, for fate to be shifted in unexpected ways, I could trust Chaplin to do that with usually goats, but I digress. Him,
Goats.
so, he had a bag of tricks. But losing him means I lose my wild card. Now he's all he wants to wait for the authorities to take care of everything. What is that?
Can we fix him? Can he be fixed?
We'll need to find out who made him.
Yeah, that's true.
Isan looks genuinely concerned, by the way. Like, this is the first time anyone of you've like ever seen her look worried.
Ether's too fully enough. Ether's like looks pretty anxious by like the sudden loss
The
of
whole party's very perturbed.
chaos.
Callistra alone is like, tell me more about this curse. Let's. She seems intrigued by what the hell happened.
Sister, I don't. This is like this is the most unappealing curse imaginable. Imagine, I mean, we're children of Hecate. We like when things are unexpected and chaotic, and
It
when
made him side
things.
with law enforcement.
It made him boring.
It made him boring.
I know. Think of the havoc. A boredom curse. My gods.
I mean, it's certainly one of
Sorry,
the
this
most
is a little insensitive. I
insidious.
apologize. I know, it's so frank and all. Not that they're cards. Really bad. Sorry. I'll keep it to myself.
Well, I don't think either of them are going to be any help today or on this quest. So I suggest we. Well, can't even saddle up. I don't know whether there's going to be any horse, but
Oh no, we're on foot this time round.
Well, let's get our best walking boots on and let's get heading off. I'm quite intrigued to see this mountain of the gods.
Okay, I'm gonna let you guys pick Callistra's mini. It's your choice. I don't think any of them accurately represent her, but they're funny. So here they are. The three options.
I like the one in the middle.
Yeah, I was going to say that one, yeah. That seems more fitting.
Yeah,
the one with the pointy hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
That
right
one.
there. Cool.
In the black.
Cool. Not
Yeah.
the giant boob one.
No.
No, okay, fair.
No.
All right.
I mean,
not
I like
the fucking Sailor Moon witch. Bullshit.
she seems too sweet, and the giant boob one seems, I don't know, like she just doesn't seem like that's her vibe. This one,
No, that's fair. That's
Yes.
fair.
this one seems more her vibe.
Absolutely, fair enough. I was in agreement. I just want that's the choice. Saeed's just like gobbling old food here and there, as usual, looking a little annoyed. Things are so boring right now. Here in the early morning while you guys just carouse. Navarre is just like trying not to stare at Callistra with enthusiasm, and yeah, you got a little party ready to go.
Okay.
Let's be off.
Saeed, you seem to be there, ready for action. Why don't you take the lead and we'll follow?
What?
No? Okay.
I don't know where your silly mountain is.
I'll just turn around and point to it as that one there?
Yeah, absolutely. it's absolutely like, yeah, visible. And he goes, oh, okay. Very well. Fine, follow me. He'll stand up and start stomping along. Fantastic. Yep, Callistra will follow. Sure, she gets out and she's like, the sun. I'm a moon witch and all. And she'll snap her fingers and a brimmed hat will appear on her head. Sure, why not? It's the witch vibe. And she'll walk with her big floppy, not sun hat. Yeah, you guys begin to make your way out into the wilderness.
Etherith will like once just as they like leave the city, just slap mage armor on just in case.
Callistra goes, oh right, And she'll do the same. Navarro will do the same. That's all like mage armors. Yeah, begin to make your way out. Man, you guys are warriors and witches over here. Sweet. Okay, you guys are gonna make your way. All right. Let's remind myself what I have for this little ascent. Let's see if your journey goes without issue. Hmm. Okay. Oh my god. That's weird. You guys are beginning to walk. Conversation is had here and there. Custer says, so what exactly is the plan? We're just going to walk into the lightning storm.
I'm sure once we get closer, we can discern how violent it is and see what we can do from there. But
There's supposed to be some sort of observatory. A means of getting at least up to the. It sounded like it was a means of getting up there without getting obliterated by the lightning storm.
Exciting. And eventually, like, easy enough, I roll for it. No troubles will come your way. Well, actually, I'm supposed to roll 2. This is a double boot. No, you guys, the dice seem to favor you. You walk across the field, walk through the wood. You eventually come to a sort of hilly region. You put up with some minor complaints from the 2 witches, and about sore feet and such, and eventually come to the base of this large mountain. There is indeed a footpath up very clearly. Someone has pathed down their way up there. And you look up to see like a dark, roiling, almost impenetrable cloud circling about midway up the mountain. And you can see flashes of blue from inside the cloud itself.
I'll make an investigation check to see if anybody's been there recently. Or
You may
using the
make-
steps.
I think that would be survival, but you may go ahead, yeah. With the tracks and signs of passage.
No, 6.
6. Nothing that you can tell. Nothing obvious, at least.
I'd like to. I mean, I might not be able to do this far away, but does that look like Does it look like a natural thunderstorm, or does it look like? Does it look magical, basically? I suppose.
You may make a religion or nature check. Your choice.
Religion it is. Ugh, God. Okay, 12.
It's pretty obvious. This is a very. Which one did you roll? Religion or?
I rolled religion.
Right. This isn't natural. Like, it's too centered. And it's been centered here all day. It's. And you could feel like there's a presence of wrath here.
Wrath, okay. This mountain, I hesitate to say belongs, but it's dedicated to Zeus, yes?
Well, as far as I'm led to believe, it is. The mission was from the Temple of Zeus, and this was where we were headed. So it has some affiliation, I'm sure. But
There's just, I mean, it's not a natural thunderstorm. It's being made by someone, and there's something rather strange that there's a whole mountain dedicated to Zeus, and he's seemingly assaulting it with lightning. That's odd.
Well, I suppose that's why we're here to go and find out.
Hmm.
But being the god of lightning, I suppose it would be stupid of someone to try and use lightning against him, if that is the case. Maybe it's just
Well,
a barrier of sorts to keep people out.
hmm. Well, up we go. Everyone
And up we
start
go.
heading up.
Absolutely. All right. You guys begin the hike, begin the climb. Um, you will make your way up. Let's see here. It's a good music for just no, that's not like a weird Russian diet. Let's look at this one. See if that works out. You begin the ascent of the mountain. Um, the pass is in good repair. It's very decent. You certainly get to a point in the mountain where you see the sort of flashes of light become a little bit more prominent from the mountainside. And I think you would come upon, let's see what's here. You do begin to sort of, I'll say you catch like some bones maybe, like on the trail. Pretty large bones. There are no shortage of like small scavenger like, mouses, other small like vermin like creature. But there are some larger bones here, like maybe humanoid, maybe one or two like wolves. Something big is devouring things up here, it seems. Most unfortunate. You continue on your way.
I would like to do a nature check, but depending on if that's a or a survival, maybe just to see if I can see what it was.
Yeah. Go ahead and make that'll be a nature check to see what creature could have done this.
Oh, 19.
19. Feel pretty good, my friend. Let's see what you turn up. Do, do, do. So I'm just going to information here on the mountain side. It's some kind of like you're not going to know for sure just by the bones what did this, but it is some kind of serpentine creature, you think, because a lot of the bones are like unscraped, they're kind of like still put together. It gives the sense of like something that devoured these creatures whole and then kind of spat out the bony remains after digesting the fleshy masses for nutrients.
Okay. So I'll pass that on.
Something big. Some big serpentine.
Okay.
Keep an eye out.
Oh, yeah. If it's feeding on this sort of thing, it must be fairly big.
Callistra almost like nervously like quaffs a potion. That's what I almost like she's taking like a shot of something. Fantastic. You keep making your way up. There will be a point, as it seems. Again, the dice just like you today, despite what I best laid plans. You do come to like a very clear, passage to and from, and a cave. There looks to be like some cave system that leads into the mountain itself. And like undoubtedly by the reek from within, as you are getting pretty close to the cloud cover, is the den of whatever this creature may be. You can choose to pass by or enter within. It's your choice.
I mean, I would say that whatever has been on this mountain is most probably living in there. Do we want to leave it, or do we want it to creep up on us at some other point?
I'd rather leave it undisturbed, particularly if we're venturing into places potentially even more dangerous. Try to conserve our strength as much as possible.
Etherith, I fear that that may not come to pass, and we will have this battle one way or another. But we can carry on if you wish.
Well, let's try to be, I don't know, diplomatic. What does everyone else think?
Lister says, I mean, Arendil puts it very convincingly. Said says, if there is creatures to slay, I will show it my blade.
Oh, look. He wants to kill the beastie. Who would have thought?
Are you calling me predictable?
I just look at Saeed. Like, Saeed, if there's all you ever talk about is killing things.
That's not true. I also talk about
Flying
glory.
dragon.
Yes, I am talking riding dragons, the glory of life.
You talk about 4 things.
Riding dragons for the purpose of killing things.
For
And what do
Blackett.
you talk about, Etherith? All you talk about is Hecate and Hecate.
Is this creature bad, or is it Zeus's guardian?
I think Blister will laugh. So Zeus needs no guardians. Certainly.
I'm trying to think, I know that obviously the Hecate is associated with hellhounds. Does Zeus have I don't know, a creature that kind of is associated with him?
Like a sacred creature?
Check. Yeah, sure, make a religion check. A sacred creature
though. 18.
18. Most commonly and clearly, Zeus is associated with the eagle. It is a beast of the sky and a majestic bird of prey. It is most commonly associated with
Zeus is at least generally associated with eagles, not cave-dwelling creatures.
I do not want to kill his pet.
I think it's his pet.
But if it's not his pet, I prefer to control the circumstances, so let us manage business.
Seems I am outvoted, so ready your fucking weapons.
Barbara says, oh no, I am not interested. Okay, never mind. And with that, you guys all
42, so
Barbara says, all right, mother. And she will sort of flick her wrist, and this long blade will appear in her hand and ignite with purple flame. She looks
Very
around at the
nice.
party going,
Yeah. Oh, Bisan actually absolutely looks at her and gives her the, all right.
I imagine the two gif. I saw you fully as well. It's both like,
Yeah.
nice, nice. It's like, stop, it's fine, don't make it much. And
Okay.
with that, oh yeah, Arendil.
No, I was just going to say I'll start walking in and I will having a check around the cave opening and just make sure there's nothing obviously trapped or wards or anything like that. Not that I think there
Okay.
will be, but
Yeah, make me an investigation check to see if the mouth of the cave possesses any dangerous
yeah, it's a 7.
traps or tricks. No traps that you can detect.
No. Seeing as it was my idea, I shall lead the door.
Despite it being a very cool weapon, um, Callistra does not seem to wield it with any sort of like grand skill or elegance as she walks. Uh, damn near drags it behind her on the ground, like something she's got a leg with her. Navarre is a little bit more at the ready. You guys are gonna make your way in. You make your way into the cave system, and as you get to about here, you will see there's a small half-frozen waterfall. There is definitely signs of movement, quite a few dead bodies, and you hear a sort of you don't see the creature initially, whatever it may be. Whoever would like to make a perception check.
Yes.
Yes. 15.
15. Anybody else? It's okay if it's nobody else.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, I've 24.
Nice.
Ben, it's dark.
Yeah, the Gith are looking around, but Etherith and Arendil, you realize that like that little pond over there is like sort of lit up. Like there's like a natural lighting in here, and naturally you'd be like, okay, there's like a hole in the roof or something that's up caves, there. But you realize like, well, there's something else, and you realize that the light is being reflected off of something, and you both kind of like look up and see this long, attached to the roof, coiled shape, like the serpent of blue, where lightning sort of seems to crackle underneath its skin. And it rears its head back down to look at you all, and you see it has two sort of sharp little horns at the side of his head, and this almost salamander serpentine like face that sort of opens and lets out this screech and will fall from the ceiling and boom, land in the middle of the room like a Ocarina of Time boss, and to kind of lift its head and reveal its 16 legs as this like lightning snake sort of hisses at you all. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Now I'm rolling well. Natural 20 for 22. Thanks very much. It's a waste.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my man.
That's all right.
All right, I'll turn up the exposure bit so we can see what we're doing. Gotta put on some music because we're fighting the beast. Glory to the big guy. All right, let's do this. Oh shit. That guy will play.
Right. I just realised I've sort of become the de facto healer of the group today. Sorry. I apologise now.
Sorry, Zeus. Oh, it's funny.
I need to level up so I can get one of my other to exchange a spell, so I'll have like access to some in combat healing.
I've got some. No, I'm all right. I've got healing, what have you, on me. So
I'll put a reminder to the party that if that ever you felt like there was a gap in the party that needs filling, you're more than welcome to seek out individuals to aid in that. If you want to look for, like, say, cleric.
well, I was gonna speak to you about that maybe after, depending on, because I wasn't sure what you had planned with Aaron's departure and him being the cleric and what have you. So I was gonna talk to you about that as to maybe stepping a level down in fighter and pushing one up in cleric. So I'll become that cleric-y type, but
All
still
right,
also be
we can
fine.
chat about that for sure. Um, I rolled a 12 on our wonderful gift. Rolled a 16. Okay, who rolled a 20 plus?
22.
Very nice. Who rolled a 15 plus? Say did. Who rolled a 10 plus?
10.
Alright, you can go before Callistra. What did you roll there, Ethra?
9.
Oh. Alright, Arendil. You are fastest. What do you do?
So how far away is this creature?
None too far. You were leading the way after all. 25 feet's getting to melee.
So drinking a potion is a bonus action, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if he's only 25, that's fine. 25 feet. Okay, I'll rush up. Bonus action, spiritual weapon as well.
Alright.
And I'll put that on one side and I'll be on the other.
Got it. For flavor's sake, we'll say a second blade appears in your other hand.
Okay. And then I shall attack with a sword.
Go for it.
Oh, 19 for 24.
That will certainly hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's 7.
7.
Second attack of my. Oh no, sorry, forget that. That's spiritual weapon. Where did he go? And 21.
21 will hit. Roll some damage.
And 5.
5. Okay, you take 2 decent slashes at it. Slash into the thick creature. It is large and a heavy hide. You do a good job. Is there anything else?
No movement action, bonus action. I'm good.
The creature sort of hisses at you. Its eyes begin to like glow lightning blue, and you see all the lightning sort of beginning to conjure as it moves up its snake-like body, moving through its body, growing and growing and growing until it reaches its mouth, and it's going to shoot a lightning breath out of its mouth. Somewhere, someone's going to see a lightning bolt come flying out of that cave and be like, "Look, child, Zeus loves you."
That doesn't sound good. Zeus loving you.
Oh no! Oh wait.
Zeus likes you. Oh no.
Yeah, Zeus swiped right on Tinder. Oh fuck! No, it's not why I joined this dating service. Um. Okay, let's do this. I need everyone except for Saeed and Callistra to roll me a dexterity saving.
Famously bad at these. Yeah, that's gonna be definitely a fail.
So's mine.
Nat 24, 28.
Nice. Mine was an
all
8.
right.
That was a 9. Again.
Our wonderful diviner is going to fail, but she is. You're not very. She foresaw this morning after you'd be struck by lightning, and she doesn't think to tell you in this moment. She doesn't think you could dodge lightning, even if she warned you. So, unfortunately, she doesn't give you that vote of confidence. She saves her portion for today. Okay, here we go. Too many dice. I'm gonna roll them over here.
That's good to know.
With D10s? Oh no.
Cha!
I think I might be fucked.
Etherith, you're gonna take 70 lightning damage.
Etherith's dead.
What? Straight
Etherith
up?
is dead. Is dead. I have 34 hit points.
You're 30? What the fuck?
How have
Etherith
you only
is
got
dead.
34 hit points?
I'm a sorcerer.
Level 8.
Yes. I
Hey, I take it back. Go ahead and roll again. She gives you the fort. Jesus Christ.
Wait, ask me to roll again?
Yeah, roll your dex save. Jesus.
No, but I
That's wrong. No, surely that's got to be something
there's
wrong
got to
there.
be something wrong with that. That something's not.
Because surely even at level 8, you should be at least 50 plus.
Mages
I would say.
are.
No,
These are
sorcerers
D6.
do only
And
get
you have a
D6
zero
hit,
con.
and I have 0 con. I got 12, which I think is still a fail.
Oh my god. It's a random encounter. 34? Oh, God. Let me see if I've got anybody here who can help at all in any way. Jesus, dude. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Doesn't he have a ton of portents from Hecate? Like he has a
I
pocket full
do
of them.
have I do have a lot of like I've
How do we get
I feel-
around this?
Like I feel like he has 5 minor boons sitting in his pocket
I
right
have
now.
3 minor boons of Hecate and 1 of Athena. Any reactions they can do? I mean, I have no reactions.
Minor boons are for like
Yeah,
omens and like hints and nudges, not for like preventing death. I'll tell you what.
Hold on.
Jesus
Where is
Christ.
it?
I mean, oh.
You weren't prepared for that. Sorry, Ryan.
We should have. No, it wasn't. I didn't. Ah, this is considered a medium challenge for a party of your CR level.
Yeah, but when one individual is kind of, we should do something about that.
We
We should. I don't know. Find something to give him a little extra oomph.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know
There's
we were struggling.
There's got to be a girdle or something that we can stick on Etherith that'll.
Well, you might be dead now. So.
Well, yeah, no, I know.
What do you got, Arendil?
I'm just looking at. I know. Well, I don't know whether it's. It's not any reaction that I could do,
I
but
mean, the funniest thing is I have a potion of lightning resistance that I was planning to quaff when we were closer to the lightning storm.
Oh man. Let me see if Vivara might have some kind, or Vivara, no, not Vivara. Callistra might have some funky potions that might help out here. Wow, I didn't expect this to go this way.
I mean, you know me, I'm fine with like character death. I have like other
I
characters.
know, but
Yeah, but
I
we
like
are
it.
kind of wrapped up in this one, and
Yeah, we
Yeah.
like this. We like this character, and this is so stupid. This is the fucking opening attack.
I could just be like,
Oh,
well, this was one outcome, not an expected one.
yeah, you're like floating away, like your soul's going on. You're like, this was dumb. I told you we shouldn't have gone in that cave. Yeah. Uh, okay.
Why couldn't that
And
be a
you
blue
did.
dragon?
Yeah. Um. Okay.
yeah, because the only thing reactive I've got is. Oh no, tactical mind. Here we go. That's just for me, though, isn't it?
I'll tell you what.
Which would have
So let
given him
me.
a D10.
Okay. I'll tell you what. So let me explain what is happening here for you on in other notes that might be important. So as the thing breathes its lightning, shocking bolt breath at you all, you go for a dodge and you basically just put your hands up and wait for the shock of it to come at you, Arendil. But the lightning will sort of arc around you. You paid deep homage to Zeus, and his element will not touch you this day, it seems. And as it spirals past you, I'll tell you what. This is the only thing I think I could do with Divine Hit. Etherith, if you want to burn one of your boons, allow it. Let me go look up the rule. Let me see what the extent I can give you is here. We're not trying to cheat death here, but we are trying to give you the best possible shot of getting out of this if possible. Such as an omen, a vision, or a minor miracle provided a key moment.
Minor miracle sounds like half damage to me.
It sure does. Um, would you like to burn a boon, Etherith, to try and help out here? See what kind of minor
I
miracle.
mean, I've already rolled twice, so if you'll allow it, I'll roll it. But it's up to you.
Athena's minor miracle. Well, which do you burn, Hecate's or Athena's?
Hecate's.
Yeah, of course. Hers is the crossroad, and sometimes you stumble down a path. I will say one more roll. That's what Hecate will give you. She'll give you a chance to walk down another path one more time.
14.
DC is 16,
Yeah, dex saves are not good for me.
unfortunately. Oh, Earth. My poor boy. Um, The lightning trails around you, Arendil, slashes through the enemy lines here, well, your lines, and Etherith is down, hard down. Vivara is still up. Hassan, you saved.
Hmm?
You
And
will take. Yeah,
as a reaction, I will use absorb elements.
got it. So what would have been 35 becomes 17 lightning damage to you, Hassan.
Thank you.
I'd say keep track of the extra d4 lightning damage, but something tells me it's not going to be very important in this fight. Luke, oh, all right, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. That will be its turn. Saeed is going to charge in with his big old sword. He'll make it next to you, Arendil. He'll take some swings. Natural 20, 24 to hit, and last one more. So that's going to be quite a bit of damage. It's going to be 9 and 7. It's going to be 16 damage. But the crit is going to be 12, 40 points damage. That is going to be a lot of damage. Just starts slicing into the creature as viciously as he possibly can. That'll bring us to Vivara, who is a witch. You go down, but she does not know in what capacity. She is going to move to the side, fire off some arcane bursts. The arcane burst shots. Hits, miss, and hits. It's going to be damage. It's going to be 5. It's going to be 30 damage total between all of her 3 shots. That'll bring us to Basan. What do you do, Basan?
All right. Albasan is going to run in opposite Saeed if possible. So and we're going to work with the lightsaber, or I'm sorry, the sword. And we're gonna yeah. The Sunblade, we're gonna hit it a lot.
Yeah, go for it.
So 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
Okay. 27 to hit, obviously. And I'm gonna action surge.
Okay. How much damage?
So yeah, I'll go ahead and roll the damage on that really quickly. Let me look at that. Okay, so We have 12.
All right, 12.
And 10.
10.
And I'm gonna Psy Blast that last one.
Yep.
And I just want to mark that off on my sheet real quick. Where are you? There you are. To add the extra D8. So it's for an extra 7.
7 damage. Okay. Go for the action surge.
And then for the action surge, let me also mark that off. That is a 23.
3. That'll hit.
Let's go back to their thing. I'll just roll that damage now. For 17 points of damage.
17 points of damage.
And 22.
22 will hit. For 12 points of damage. Can I Psi Empower this as well? I don't know.
I have to, I don't. I have to see if it's once per turn or. Oh no, I can just add it. So all right, and then I'll add the extra 8 for 6.
8 for 6 damage. Okay, you do a shockingly large amount of damage to this creature, and it is like it gets its one shot off, and then the 3 of you charge in and just start just massacring this creature, and blood spews over the cave walls, screeches and roars in pain. It is barely standing. If there's nothing else,
good job.
Callistra will what you gonna do? She will hex the creature and Eldritch Blast it. All reliable. And she is a tell me that sucks. Okay, she's gonna get 2 shots. Both hit. And that's going to be the last of these hex. Hex is going to be an additional d6. It's d10. Is 6, 9, 12, 9 is going to be 21 additional damage. She, from 2 more blasts from the back of the cave, blasts the creature, takes the 2 shots in the head, and the creature falls dead at your feet. And that is combat. Now, Ethereth. What? Well, first and foremost, Ethereth is fallen. Does anyone have Revivify?
Not at this level, no.
So, here's what I'll say. Sorry, go ahead. That's all.
I was going to say a chaplain keeps it, but
Chaplain keeps it.
Yeah.
Now, Arendil, you are a fighter cleric, and I believe that was by design, so was not to step on toes, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to like. I'm gonna defer to you here in a moment, Ethereth. Because like you know, we need a healer,
Yeah.
and the original idea was that Arendil was going to be a full cleric, but we half and half it so as not to step on either Bason or
Yeah.
Chaplin's toes. But Etherith, I know you have a respect for the way things are,
Yeah.
so I don't want to step on the toes of that. As your soul begins to release from this mortal coil, you know the capabilities of your friends very well. It would be no less than some grand miracle that would be beyond the scope of what your party's capable. You don't think it's likely.
Mm.
Do you move towards Hades to embrace the goddess, or do you hold on a moment longer and see if something might? If there's some way that you might return. Do you desperately hold on to this mortal coil, or do you allow what happens next to happen?
I'm. It's in my nature to honor, like, if things like that happen, that's how the dice roll. So, I mean, as like from a roleplay standpoint, Ethelred would cling on for dear life. But if we're just talking like rulings, Ethelred's soul will pass on as it should.
Got it. Etherith will cling for dear life for about a minute. Thus, why the Revivify spell works the way it does.
I do have
Yeah, go ahead.
gentle repose.
You do have general repose. So that is to say that Etherith could come back. Maybe not in this moment, but could come back as there are people with resurrection capabilities, gentle repose. So you could run over. You have gentle repose prepared.
Yeah.
All right. If you
I had
want
it
to
as
cast,
part, of something that, because I knew obviously our resident cleric wasn't here. Gentle repose is the best that I can do at the minute.
well, gentle repose is good because it will hold Etherith in a state of revivify, which is less expensive and easier to perform than a raised dead. So you run over, gentle repose Etherith.
Yeah.
And Etherith, as you feel, yourself being pulled from this mortal coil, you feel the gentle repose hold your body in a state of potential repair. And your soul is thus held firmly to the world. You are, in this moment, for all intents and purposes, a ghost.
Yeah.
Which I think will have its own fun little narrative play as we go forward. But as the combat comes to an end, Arendil, you do the immediate sort of hold everything as is. And there is the shock of the moment. What do my living players do?
So once that happens, I'll look at the beast that's there and just try and work out in my head, the fact that I was stood right in front of it and I'm okay. But yet, how could that be? And then obviously I think back to being the time in the temple of Zeus. Was that it? And then I'll just yell out, why? Why him? Come for me. And I'll just shout that out as much as I can so it rings around the cave in a sort of not defiance, but in a what's the word? In a just shouting it out towards Zeus, who I understand now through my connection as a cleric has saved me from that through that boon sort of thing, if that's what that was. And just say why him?
You yell out to the sky god in anger. Um, why him and not you? You receive no reply other than
Hmm.
the state of the things around you. The dead creature, your lightning charred friend, the mountain you stand upon, your knowledge of the tribute you've paid. From what you know of Zeus, he is not unused to being despised, despite his gifts.
Yeah, I'm playing it as though I wouldn't have known it was just me. I know you said to me last week it was just me,
Ah,
but I'll play it to the fact as I didn't know it was just me. I thought it was a general thing.
ah, I understand. I understand. Got it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you paid this boon to protect your quest, your people, but for
Hmm.
some reason, you were saved but not a threat, and that is yes. Um, Vivara looks beside herself. Much as Everett has considered himself the sort of like protector of Ed and his journey, Vivara sort of, in a similar way, considers herself a sort of an assistant, a protector, a right hand to Everett, and is shocked that Everett has faded. Yes, Basan?
Um, Bisan would like to go to Callistra.
Mm-hmm. Sort of standing over the body as well. She's not even like looking at the scene. She's like looking off into space. There's a severity. It's not like she's lost the severity at the moment, but she's like, you don't know what her deal is. You might be in shock. You're not sure.
Tell me what the options are.
She'll roll a contract. She says, we have clerics amongst the cult of Hecate. Well, most of us don't work on pure restoration of life, but we do have an artifact amongst us that is meant for the rebirthing of such a body. It can be used on Earth, bring him back. It's a dark ritual, but you will return the right place. It will take time and a lot of salt. It can be done, especially with Arendil's intervention. He's not beyond our ability to say. He is for the time being.
Okay. Um, and I would like to just check the whole cave and see whatever, if there is anything of use, whether part of the beast can be used or anything like that, and see whether there's anything of means. Because obviously, I'd be looking for something that's going to be worthy or worth a fair amount that's going to be able to use as
Absolutely.
payment.
Let's see. Why don't you go ahead and make an investigation check to start, and then make me either a nature or survival check to see what you could skin off this beast.
So investigation's 20,
Okay.
and we'll go with survival. 19.
Let's see. Okay. Um, Scattered about, you will notice that there is uh, a smashed, what seems to be altar of some kind. Probably belonged to Zeus. Parts of the statue sort of scattered across the ground, and at the foot of that, and scattered amongst the remains, and near many bones and such, you'll find 1,000 gold in tribute and loose change from the pockets of pilgrims who came here and were killed by the creature.
Okay.
That is not all I intend to grant. Let's see here. Oh shit. I'm gonna be working out the new treasure rules, but something's coming your way. Yeah.
I really didn't realize your hit points were that low.
It's the joy of playing a caster. You get no hit points.
No, I get that casters have nothing, but even at low late, I'm thinking surely it's got to be more than 34.
It actually gets
Then if you,
worse. Like the more obviously like very level, it's like other classes have like bigger dice, so
hmm,
their hit points, the gap between my hit points and yours just gets wider with every
I
level.
suppose though, if you've got no con either, that doesn't help.
Yeah, Earth
Uh,
was all mental stats.
yeah. Okay. You are going to find, additionally, amongst the scattered stuff here, there seems to be this ornate necklace that is definitely it holds the it's jeweled. It's made from aquamarines, black pearls, topaz. Um, there's a non that's or I'll say it's like aquamarine. So there's like these like beautifully inscribed aquamarine gemstones hanging off of it. There are other beads across it of less prominence: bloodstones, cistrines, jades, pearls, quartzes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It seems to be some kind of like amazingly unique holy necklace, clearly a tribute to Zeus.
Hmm. I'll give that to Vivara or Callistra and see if they can identify.
Sure, we'll peek at it. I would like you to make me a religion or arcana check as well.
15 on religion.
15. You and Vivara together, or excuse me, you and Callistra together are able to recognize this as the necklace of prayer beads. Neither have use for it, as it can only be worn by a cleric, a druid, or a paladin. Um, Basically, the different beads on it have different clerical powers upon it. So I will let you know in this moment what each one is capable of. So there are 4 beads. I'm going to write down my results. So. Well, when you identify, once anyone attunes to it or identifies it, they will know what the beads do. But there's 4 beads of great magical power.
Mm-hmm.
So you may add that to your inventory. This is a necklace of prayer beads. Now, for the creature, what did you roll on your nature or survival?
Well, let me go back and quickly have a look. Survival, I did 19.
19. You so you're going to try and extract everything, is the idea?
I'll extract as much as I can so that if there is anything that's of use.
Got it. It's going to take a while to do this. It's definitely like this is a big beast. This will probably take. I usually say like I'll probably say it'll take like 2 hours to fully extract everything from it.
So
But
between me,
oh yeah,
myself, and Saeed, and even maybe Basson, if she's not doing something,
if other
I
people
could
are
be
proficient,
directing.
yeah, if other
Isan is proficient in survival.
beautiful, so we can have that time then. Saeed is not proficient in either. Vivara is not proficient in either. They can like be handoff people, but they're not going to be able to do the hard work. You two can work together. Um, as you're taking the lead here, you are able to extract over the next 2 hours. A short rest will be had, in which we're going to have a little fun interaction with you, Edmund. So first and foremost, you go for the lightning sack, the thing that basically was the result of why Ethelred was killed. The pouch in its mouth that transmutes all of this lightning into a single beam. Unfortunately, you pierce it, as it was incredibly hard to extract. You don't manage to get that. But what you do get is its horns and its scales.
And it's what? Sorry, horns and
horns and scales. So
scales.
I'm going to give you. I'm just going to post the information in the Zoom chat of the stuff that you get. Make life easy on us here. So, oh shit, that was a fucking delete. Don't know. Okay, that is the information of the two things you get. You get its horns, and you get a large bag full of its scales. What's listed is its weight, and the value of those things is raw. But as a note, they could probably be crafted into perhaps greater implements, maybe even magical things.
We have a bag of holding on us, don't we?
You certainly do.
Or someone does.
Yeah, someone does. You can certainly put the horns in there. Also, you put the horns in there. The scales are going to need to be carried in a separate bag.
Okay.
That's 25 pounds, so it's not like that. So, well, Bassoner's in there. Etherith is in, or Arendil is in there extracting. Vivara is like, to the side, being like really upset. Saeed's kind of off in the corner, minding his own business. Callistra will wander out of the cave. And she's just going to kind of take out something of interest. Okay. Perfect. She is going to take out this one raft and quaff it, blink a couple times very harshly. And Etherith, she will turn around and face you in your spiritual form. You, while here, you are also somewhere else. You basically stand. I'll tell you what. You may make a Arcana or religion check to understand where you are right now.
I'll do Arcana.
Okay.
13.
13. You are somewhere between the land of spirits and the land of the living. You haven't quite moved on, but you haven't quite stayed here either. And in this moment, Callistra seems to have drugged something to have given her the power to see here. Now, while you're here, you can see the normal world as it is, but you see other things as well. You see what look to be he's like, it's so strange. It's almost like a web of threads that come from the heart of every person around you. And they are like, as they walk around, they sort of like appear and attach to things and then disappear and attach to other things. It's very strange. And like, while you see, like, for example, Callistra, you're watching her, you see her like take out this bottle, and then one of those little things like appears on the bottle, and she drinks it, and another three disappear, and then that line sort of almost like meshes with her. And then as the bottle is gone, more sort of spring up, and then there's almost like ones that come out of her eyes and ones that lace around and point at you, and then it's almost like you can maybe an insight check if you want to try and want to figure out what Ethereth is seeing.
19 on insight.
19. This place is without color, is dim and dark and void, but you can see these lines, these threads, and you realize you're seeing like possibility. You're seeing what the essence of Hecate is, crossroads and such. You're seeing decisions before they're made. She turns around and looks at you in your spiritual form. I'm going to roll for her to see if she goes mad from drinking this potion. She does not. And she says, well, how are we doing, Mother?
I would say that was very embarrassing.
Think to be embarrassed about, or just, what do they call it? Squishy.
Well, far as I can tell, I'm dead, but I'm feeling a certain. It's like someone's grabbed my ankle. I can't quite step over the line.
That would be Arendil. He is looks over at your body in the cave. It made you pause. You can't quite move on to our mother, but you can't quite stay here
Well, here is quite strange. Peering into two places at once is disorienting, and I'm also getting. I was never really. Hecate would give me visions, but I wasn't so good at tracking the course of fate myself. But here, I can see it so clearly. The way the future changes quite dynamically with every small, minor decision. Threads cut and rethreaded constantly.
Wow. Sorry, potion. That's yes. We'll see if she knows that. Yeah, she says when followers of Hecate fall, they get a glimpse of the sight of our mother. The crossroads is where you are. You are standing at the literal crossroads. Some say it's a matter of theological perspective, I suppose.
Well, they can tell the others I told them so.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I will.
Only miss-
I will be sure to let them know you told them so. Is there anything else I should tell them? Oh, do you have any like wishes or wills or anything?
I had. I didn't really own anything, and I mean.
Well, I expect it all goes to the next of kin, which is me, so we don't need to worry about that.
I was so quick to take on my personal effects. I imagine you're all planning something. You could take me to
Yes,
Chaplain.
yes.
I'm sure he could bring me back, although he might not want to violate the laws of nature now.
I mean, if Chaplin has become all nice, who's to say that his trickster god even likes him? Don't worry, the cult of Hecate has a relic that can bring people back from the dead who we consider to be of some importance.
Oh, you're not going to put me. You're not going to put me in the fucking salt pot, are you? I had to do that for the captain. It was morbid.
That's exactly what we're going to say to you.
No.
Did you get that? We were wondering where that disappeared to. We thought somebody robbed us.
It's on a distant moon back in realm space, kept in a vault. I wasn't allowed to keep the thing, but allowed to use it at least.
Huh. It went
Oh,
missing for a couple of years and then just kind of reappeared one day. It was long. It was a couple of months ago, actually.
hmm. Seeing the captain devoid of any what little moisture an Earth man can have is um, I'm just gonna.
Well, there's nothing to be scared about. You're already dead.
Well, dying was instant and quite sudden. Didn't have time to be frightened of it, but knowing that I'm going to anticipate the act of coming back,
So do you want to? You just want to be dead then?
no, of course not. I so too much to be left to be done, and
Then don't be a baby. We're putting you in the salt pot and we're going to like it.
next time you can try being dead. See how you like it.
No, I'm okay. Thank you. That's why I put some points into Constitution. Because unlike somebody, gotta work on your toughness.
I was created with intelligence and charm, not
So was I. Well, then again, I was born with certain natural gifts that were not.
besides, I've my father was much tougher and had more hit points than I did. He died just as easily. So to put as much confidence in your durability, you're still a witch in the end.
Very well.
There is
What were we talking
something
about?
poetic. There is something poetic that I met a similar end as my father, though.
Hmm. I suppose. In battle, from a single destructive blast.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm. Hmm.
Although I'm not irritated it's going to like slow us down. We have a job to do.
I'll let them know that you would be irritated if your death slowed them down. Okay. Well, I will be able to see you for the next hour, so feel free to tag along and, you know, tell me to tell them things. Well,
Sure. Um, I was almost curious what Hades have to say to me, if anything.
oh,
It doesn't often get to, I don't know. I thought he'd seize the opportunity to make fun of, a child of a god dying.
well, he's got plenty of those down there. I wonder. Hmm, I've always been curious about that. I mean, Hecate's down there, and I don't know what their relationship's like. They don't talk a lot about the children of Hecate in the stories. Well, let's go tell them that you're kind of all right.
Tell them I'm extremely irritated. And
I'll
hurry up with bringing me back.
I'll let them know. So don't get slowed down, but also hurry up. So we'll say at this point, you guys have finished the extraction of the creature, getting ready to go, cleaning the slop off of your hands with a cold pool of water. You see Callistra walk in, like definitely like swaying a little bit and kind of like acting a little weird. Her eyes are completely dilated, like there's orbs of black. And every now and then she'll kind of like have like a little. She's like trying to keep it together, but she's like, they're like, "Are you high right now?" And she'll walk in and say, "So I've spoken with Ethric. He's he's deeply irritated. He's deeply irritated by his death. and says not to be slowed down, but also hurry up in getting him back. He
Well,
also said I get all of his things if we can't bring him back, because I am his next of kin.
well, that is a fair point, but we will do as much as we can. Hopefully, what I've done will hold off for a while.
Yes.
Did
He
he
says it
tell
feels
us?
rather strange. Yes, yes.
Did he say he told us so?
Yes! I almost forgot to say, he said, I told you so. And that death was very sudden and not. Sorry, I had to drink a potion for this. So I'll be able to talk to him for the next little while, so long as he doesn't wander off and the body's kept close.
I think we should go back down the mountain, turn in the quest to Zeus, and regather, and then go back up for the captain's brother.
I mean, the storm's not gone. Ephyra said, don't let him slow you down.
Oh no, I no, I said that this would slow. I said that him die. I said that me dying would slow us down because it does slow us
Oh.
down.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, never mind. This is like the guy from Braveheart talks to God.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting right now. He's like, no, never mind, I take it back. I misheard him. He said, absolutely abandon the quest, get him back immediately, and then return to the quest. And
Okay.
I mean, look over at Vivara and be like, I don't know how smart he is. But me and Vivara could take it back to the Cult of Hecate and get him all slumped up. And then you all keep on soldiering on. I mean, you have a dragon and all.
I mean, I do have an idea.
What is your idea?
The idea would mean me going up as far as I can and trying to talk to Zeus himself. Maybe give my life or not my life, but myself to him.
Maybe find out why he's mad first.
I could do both. I say go on. I mean, maybe Callistra and Vivara, you could stay here till we venture back down.
It is a
The
very
gentle
long
repose
walk.
would last for a while, so you could stay here.
It is true, you guys have been traveling all day, so I would say it's probably getting. It would probably be a good time to start setting up camp, in fairness.
All right. This could be a good place to set up camp. I don't know that anything would want to live in the same place as this thing.
No. Okay.
Okay, I'll find somewhere comfy to sit. She sits like pretty much right in the place that she was standing.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Well, why don't we take a break? It's 20 minutes. Arendil. Arendil, talking to God. Talking to God. Or trying to talk to God. Hey, I mean, we're having an interesting cleric moment of it where you're, I don't know, you've been faithful to Twilight Rider,
Hmm.
and now there's all this interaction with Zeus, and maybe your cleric is changing direction or not. Who knows?
I have put an idea, but just I've sent you a message.
All right, well, take a look.
Whether that works or not, I don't know. But I suppose it depends on how things go. Whether we all die on the mountain. Happy days.
That's true. That's true. That's cool. It's interesting. Hmm.
I will let you mull that over.
All right.
I'll see.
I'll
I'll
mull it
see you
over.
back in a bit.
Okay. 15, 20 minutes, folks. get started on this. Someone's back at the table.
Nathan, I'm taking it Etherith has no proficiencies whatsoever for armor or anything
Nope.
like that. No. Okay.
Granted, I use mage armor, which is like a
Mhm.
+3, so. And then I have stuff like shield and silvery barbs, so.
Yeah. No, I was just reading about
Yeah.
those scales, as in scale armor, but it's because it's saying it's more flexible than dragon scales. So would that have helped?
Nah.
Hmm.
Only thing that would
Oh,
have saved me is if I'd drank the lightning resistant potion beforehand, but I was not anticipating lightning snake
no,
with 15 legs.
nope, not at all. The son is saying that she's here in chat, ready, so she's
Okay.
about.
Cool. Well, let's get to it. You guys camp up for the night. It's hard to sleep. The mountain thrums and vibrates and shakes with thunder and lightning. There's flashes of light outside. Rain begins to pour. We're safe in the cover of this cave, and we'll be able to wait out the majority of the storm. But the thrums of thunder is like a barely contained.
I have a question.
Yes.
How far can I go from my body right now?
Not too far, unfortunately. You can go about. I'm not gonna hold. I'll say until you're out of sight of it, or I'll say like out of sight, or like, nah, that's no fun because you're a ghost. Want to go through walls and shit. I'll let you know when you're too far. I don't know. I'm not gonna make a set rule about it.
Etherith is kind of like thinking, well, if I'm dead and I'm incorporeal, could go see what the hell's going on with the lightning storm if I can't go very far.
No, you can't go that far. You start to go, and then that feeling of like sort of hand around ankle intensifies until you can't move further.
I'm bored. How much haunting can I do?
Good question. Good question. I'm bored. How much haunting can I do? Give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. You're a poltergeist right now. What are you trying to do?
You know what? I want to like see how many people are there right now?
There's 5.
5 people. Okay. 1 is Vivara, 2 is Callistra, 3 is Basan, 4 is Arendil, and 5 is Saeed, and 6 is just a reroll. 4. Okay.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I'm gonna try to I don't know, either tug on like Arendil's cloak or something.
Got it. Make me you're kind of a, let's see here. This is more about your sense of self, I suppose, and like your awareness more than anything. So I'll say make like a wisdom check.
That is a 17 to try and hold.
You spend like an hour next to him, kind of like trying to grab his coat. Your hand keeps going through it. You're like, there's one point where you're like almost kind of get it. You're like, and it's just like not working until like and then it starts to work. The more it's really annoying because the more frustrated you get, the easier it gets, and then there's like that level of success which brings you out of the frustration, which makes it not work, which makes you more frustrated, which makes it work better until finally, in just like pure like ripping your scales out frustration, you manage to like Arendil, you're just like sleeping, and at some point you just kind of just like flip as like your blanket pulled around and off of you and like thrown across the room, and you wake up kind of
Oh,
bonking your head off the ground or something.
grab my sword, just be ready just to see what's going on about. And
Like, go over to Arendil and like try and like, I don't know, do like breathe like cold air on his neck.
You go up to him in your form, you're like you're like breathing on him and shit. And how frustrated are you right now, dude? You really got a rise out of him. How do you feel? Knocking him off the blanket.
He's,
Gross.
I don't know, like I said, hurry up and revive me. They're all just like sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So yeah, you then feel like this like shiver go down like almost like this cold wind goes across your neck and the shiver goes down your spine. Rendell, I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
Who's on watch?
I'll
Let's
ju-
see who's on watch. Who's witnessing this? Hey, it's our witchy lady who seems to just be at the fucking front and center all the time. She's just kind of if you catch sight of her, she doesn't say anything. She's just like watching the whole scene.
Oh no, Arendil appears to be cold, sister. Maybe he'll
At
want
this,
some warmth in the night.
he he at this point the concoction is worn off by a little while now, so she
Oh,
can't hear you anymore. But yeah, you're like saying this to her subliminally, trying to suggest or some shit. Everyone else is asleep. Actually, I want Basson and Arendil to roll me con saves because you guys were just diving through guts. We'll see how that went for you.
19.
24.
Yeah, you guys are fine. Having a fun dream over there.
Wow. Not really. It's getting awfully cold, especially directly on me, but don't know. And then
Nice try.
can't blame one for trying, but my blanket's moved. It feels like, I don't know, feels like someone's trying to just mess with me a little bit, but I don't know.
Hmm.
I'll look over at Vivara and just see if she's awake, just to see if she's pulling any little spells or something like that. Yeah,
See her doing this. Think about that.
doing
No,
something.
she's a no, no. As far as you can tell, the rest of them are very much asleep. There's no shortage of individuals who are capable of psionics and invisible moving things, but they all seem to be asleep.
No, so then I'll try and rest back, and once I've had my 4 hours, I'll take watch till everybody else is up.
Got it. Let's say you trade off with Callistra. She gives you a little wink and goes off to her bed. Yeah, you'll take watch. Um, keep an eye out. The storm is raging. Very cold around the neck area, especially. Hello, cat. Sorry, that was.
That's all right. Um, is the storm getting worse, or is it just as in? Is it just violent, a constant violent type of storm, or is it
it's not.
getting worse? And
It's not that like it's not that like thundering, raging, howling wind like threaten to sweep you off your feet and rip
hmm,
trees out of the ground. Nothing like that. And it's not getting worse. It's that like hard downpour of rain, that consistent sort of that gives almost the essence of like a contained rage almost. It's like the
okay,
if you were to sort of pathetic fallacy it, it is very much that sort of like like how to describe it, that anger on the edge of violence. It's not quite a
okay,
violent storm yet, but it's intense.
okay. So this necklace of prayer beads,
Yes,
did you roll, or do you want me to roll?
your choice. I rolled. You may roll if you wish to instead.
No, no. If you've already rolled, just let me know what they are, because obviously within that time I can attune to it and see what we got.
Certainly, I rolled pretty good for you. Two 16s, a 7, and a
Mm.
20. If you're to enjoy that.
Yeah, I've got them. Yeah. So two 16s, a 7, and a 20. Ooh. Okay. Well, that'll come in handy. Okay. Okay. Got. Right, done. Alrighty. So do I notice anything else out and about, or is it just quite calm? Apart from the storm, is it calm outside? Nothing approaching or anything like that?
No, nothing approaches you. Um, Nothing approaches you. You're close to the cloud cover. You kind of stand and watch. You can see the cloud cover extends to Thessalos at this point. It's like it's a growing tide. But other than that, it's everything seems sort of steady,
Okay.
steady and ferocious.
So as soon as others start waking up, Basson, Saeed, um, I'll get them all together.
Okay. Long rest is had. Everybody begins to wake. I'll say after this body's been prepared for travel.
So I'll get them all together. So seems I have some sort of favor from Zeus. But the lightning not hitting me and darting round and ultimately causing Ethereth's death. I feel there may be a deal to be done. I plan to give my life in servitude to Zeus for the power of giving Ethereth his life back, seeing as it is my fault that this has happened. Coming into this cave anyway was certainly my idea. the lightning passing round me was something I did at the temple of Zeus to try and favor us all, which did not seem to work.
Callistra has something she said.
I do.
Should we do that since Etherith is already in service to Hecate? I don't know how God's things work.
I understand what you're saying, Basil. The thing is, there is more going on up in that mountain than what we most probably know. We can maybe solve a few 3 quests at most. 3 things that we need to deal with. Etherith, the lightning storm, and maybe a lead on Ed's brother. I fear that we're not that far to walk another day down to wait for Etherith to be revived, then come back. I think we are losing more time than what we need to. I don't know. This is new territory for me. What it has in store, I do not know. But I don't think I can sit here and walk back down the mountain with Etherith's body without trying.
All right.
Mister says, then we will bring him. Don't get, we'll sort of gesture at Echo. We're left with its lightning scorched body. Just be careful. Consider to be a wrath of God.
It can't go any worse.
It can always go worse.
Especially when you say it couldn't get worse.
It's true.
I know. Just tempt a bit of fate.
All right, because you guys we'll say that you guys are still continuing to prepare, so it's not like But at the Arendil, you wish to climb the mountain.
I do.
Climb of the mountain. You leave behind your party. You're going to make your way up the mountain. Up you go into the lightning storm. Zeus! Is this how you face me? Sorry. You make your way into the hurdles of the storm. It definitely, as you enter in, becomes a measure of, clamoring against the cold, the rain sort of stinging your face with the wind. It is intense and very hardcore as you're like, walking against the wind, blocking your face against the wind. You kind of lose track of where you are, just putting one foot in front of the other. You don't really know where you are, but how long would you travel for? How long would you put one foot in front of the other?
Till I'm exhausted and fall, I would say.
Oh, You climb. We cut to Arendil climbing the side of a mountain just awesomely. Go ahead and make me an athletics check, Arendil. No, we gotta get better music for this. He's just fucking it up that weird.
That's an 18.
You're you're fighting against the storm, clambering to the top of the mountain. You mean to climb until you collapse, but you are strong. You are a warrior and capable of decent endurance. You make your way to the top of one of the spires of the mountain. In fact, clamber to the very tippy top. You can't see much beyond it, but you are up there. Lightning hurls like beams around and across you. Thunder threatens to deafen, pierce your ears with every thrumming below like a great drum in your ear. As you make it to the top of the spire, what do you do? What do you say?
Once I'm there, be a bit exhausted, obviously, after the climb, but I'll take a knee. I'll place my sword and my shield on the floor. Zeus, you gave me favor down there, but you took a brethren of mine. I wish to put that right. I will give you my life in servitude. Give me the power and the healing to give this person back their life. I will do whatever it takes.
Thunder rumbles. You hear a voice boom through the clouds like thunder. And you hear it say, "What use do we have for one soul? You come here to grant servitude. I wonder, do you know who you mean to grant? What am I the god of that you claim to wish to follow?"
You are the god of gods, the god of thunder and lightning.
Yes, I am the god of gods. Not the god of one mortal, the god of the dead. I am the god of gods. Do you know the will it takes to rule such a thing as all gods?
It is unfathomable to me as to your will. But I am here. I have climbed your mountain.
That you have.
Use me as you will. Use me however you see fit.
I have no use for blind servitude. The servants of Zeus are mighty in their own right. For should I be the god of gods, then my servants are the kings of kings, the warriors of all warriors. So what are you? Do you claim to be able to stake so high? To be able to bring order, to bring leadership to men, to elves? Or are you just a follower? For if you are, and you seek only the life of one for this exchange, then perhaps you might seek a lesser god. But I am Zeus, and I seek more than praise. I seek reverence, as should you.
I am a leader of elves. I have led an armada. I've led an armada against something so vicious and wild. And we defeated them. Under my command. I stand here. And will stand here for eons. I know what it takes to lead. I can lead men, I can lead elf. If that is what you need, that is what I am. I can be that. We are on such a quest to save humanity from the illithid. Something that gods are not interested in. Something that you will just let go and man will be man and die if that's the case. But I'm here to stop that. I'm here to lead. This party I'm with is at the forefront. And for that to happen, they all need to be alive.
Good. Good. If you would enter my service, then, I would require of you no small destiny, no small glory, Arendil. What I would require of you goes beyond the scope of heroism. I would require of you to be the best of all, the glorious of all, that history would not forget you. That you would bring kings to their knees and show them what it means to rule, and show mortals what it is to have war when war ought be, and peace when peace ought. I will require much. I will require greatness. You have that about you, then, I believe.
In spades.
Good. Then let me begin to exact the toll of your great destiny. I will guide you. But I will require much. I will require faith. I will require reverence. I will require proof of your greatness. And I have just the tasks in mind. Look around you here in Thessalos. Not what you see here, but what you have seen in these glorious cities they so called. How their supposed leaders have failed them. The chaos that has been sown by one oathbreaker. It is deplorable. And I have yet a paladin worthy enough to bring order to this chaos. It is not what I ask of you different than what you already mean to achieve. This brother that you seek, this Yvonne Yord, is an oathbreaker, and I despise nothing more than those who break the laws of hospitality and oaths given. Bring him to heal, or better yet, bring him to make good on oaths sworn. And bring order to these lands swept with war, the Azure gods, these cults of Hecate, this battle, this chaos. Let it be quelled by a mighty hand, by your hand. Is this too tall an order, Arendil of the Elven Armada?
I can do this. Your will be done.
Flash of lightning, crash of thunder. And standing before you will be none other than marble made flesh. If I can find these. Ooh. But in the meantime, you do indeed see the flowing white hair and beard, almost like clouds that sort of almost fade and flow at the tip, like the rolling sky, boiling sky. He wears a long white tunic embroidered with gold at its filigree, bearing in part blues and bronze armors. He is glorious, and his eyes tell of immortal wisdom and shock with lightning and wrath. And all lightning now storms down below and not above, for he is the god on high. Zeus stands before you. He is mighty and tall, too tall to even comprehend at first, until his form seems to almost become one bearable enough to stand before. And through his sort of stern, divine face, a smile does crack. He looks at you and says, "Perhaps. Perhaps indeed. I have an oath. An oath I have spent some years developing, forging. One that would serve perfectly to my purposes and what I would have of you. I call it the Oath of Judgment. It is one, indeed, of storm, and one of wrath, and one of power that brings forth the essence of kings. There are many oaths, paladins. I will not entirely take your faith from you, but I offer you this now, this oath of judgment. With it, you will be able to conjure lightning, thunder, command people to bend their knees before you, empower your weapons with lightning, throw them like bolts of thunder in my own vengeance. Create such auras of power that enemies will not be able to run from the magnetism of your majesty. That you will be brought forth as an avatar of judgment one day if you succeed long enough. And indeed, lightning. Does this suit you?
I'll kneel and lift up my sword. My sword is yours. I shall be your judgment.
Good. I require only 3 tenets for this oath, but it is one of sacred law of ancient king. First, as a king, you must possess both the shrewdness to make sound judgments and the power to enforce them. One without the other is folly. Do you, Arendil, swear to temper strength with wisdom?
I swear.
Your power will be that of a king. And if you wish to command the respect and authority of a king, so too must you bear the responsibility and dignity of a king. Do you, Arendil, swear to uphold your own majesty before lessers?
I swear.
And last, and most important, once passed, your judgment must be absolute. Mercy can be given, but not after the verdict has been decided. Only blood can pay for blood. Do you, Arendil, at last swear that once the judgment is made, wrath will be had at all cost?
I will look up and stare him in the face. I swear.
Then rise, paladin judgment. No longer shall you dance between the sword and the clerical word. Between faith and might, they shall be binded in you both the same. I look forward to see if your actions have as much conviction as your words. You are no mere paladin. You shall be the king of all paladins if you do this right.
I will bow as deeply as possible. You have my word.
Good. Then go. The cult of Hecate has what you need to resurrect your friend, but I will give you this. My storm will echo, and wrath and rage, until such a time as you are ready to make your final approach with your allies. No deceitful warriors or mighty men, no faction will approach this mountaintop until you and your companions are ready for it. Wrath and destruction will only be found when they come trying to seek your missing Oathbreaker.
Do you know where he is?
He is indeed at the heart of this very story. In his floating observatory, which I have allowed until now for him to believe that it does indeed have the power to absorb even my life. And it does, to keep it afloat. But do not make me wait too long, or I shall strike a bolt through his observatory so harsh that neither he nor the shield will be recoverable in any sense of the word.
Your bidding will be done. We shall
No.
return soon.
Indeed, my bidding will be done. But forget not, so too shall yours. I, and I alone, are your master. No leader, no king of this mortal world may tell you what to do from this point forth.
I'm sorry. That's cool. It's fuck.
No worries. He will say, now, enjoy your climb down the mountain, good king.
I'll pick myself up and turn and start walking back down or climbing.
Start reverse awesome climb down the mountain. I'll tell you what, make me 2 con saves. One for going up, one for going down.
16 for one. Yeah, 16 for the other. 2 9s on
Okay.
there, so yeah.
You're good. No exhaustion will be incurred. But as you descend the mountain, what level are you? Like total level?
8.
I'll let you. I need to put this into the computer for you. But as of now, you begin to feel these powers developing. And if you wish, I will read them to you so you know what you signed up for.
Okay, go on then.
I'll write it out. You don't have to write it down. I will type it up for you, and it'll be made for you. You have the current spells. These are your current paladin spells: Thunderwave, Command, Shatter, and Branding Smite. These are your 3rd and 5th level obtained like permanent paladin spells that will always be prepared. Your channeled divinities are as follows. The first one is known as Fulminating Smite. As a bonus action, you imbue your weapon with lightning. Until the end of your turn, your melee weapon attacks gain a range of 100 feet and deal lightning damage. You can use your charisma instead of strength or dexterity for these attacks. These attacks also deal 1d8 bonus lightning damage. When you make a ranged attack in this way, being within 5 feet of a hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage on your attack roll. So basically your weapon becomes bolt play. The next is called Exile. As an action, you can use Channel Divinity to turn humanoids. Each enemy humanoid within 30 feet of you that can see or hear you must make a wisdom saving throw. If that creature fails its saving throw, must turn until the end of your next turn or until it takes any damage. Very similar to Turn Undead. Current creature spends its turn moving away as fast as it can, blah, 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 blah. But basically, you exile them, their turn, it functions like the turn. You are 8, so you also possess the Aura of the King, which means that you have a commanding presence that saps the will from your enemies. They will be anyone within 10 feet of you loses an amount of movement equal to half their speed until the end of their turn. So, which means they cannot run away from you very easily. And then at future levels, if you care to know, just so I'm not, I don't want to give you full disclosure.
No.
At 15th level, when you are damaged by a melee attack, the attacker must succeed on a Dex saving throw against your Paladin spell save DC or take lightning damage equal to half your Paladin level. And lastly is at level 20, you gain the Avatar of Judgment feature. As an action, you can become the soul of Judgment, essentially. You have resistance to all damage and immunity to lightning and thunder. Your melee weapon attacks gain a range of 100 feet and deal melee damage. You can use your charisma instead of strength or dexterity attacks. Your weapon attack rolls crit on an 18, 19, or 20, so triple threat range. And once you use that feature, you can't use it again until you finish long rest. So those are the features. There's obviously more spells you'll get at later levels. Call Lightning, Lightning Bolt, Banishment, Guardian of Faith, Destructive Wave, and Banishing Smite will be your additional spell. So that is the Oath of Judgment, which I've always wanted to give to a paladin. So there you go.
Cool. Very cool.
I will make that for you, but in the meantime, you guys are, and this takes a while. Like, you guys are, this isn't going to affect your travel time because, there's 24 hours in a day, you travel 8 hours a day, sleep 8 hours a day. So 8-hour section in there missing breaks and bathroom and so on. So you guys are kind of like sitting there, waiting a little bit for Arendil to show up, waiting for the storm to die down. And after about 4 hours, Arendil appears at the mouth of the cave, soaked, maybe hands a little bloodied from stones, looking harried by the storm, but perhaps confidence in his eye. Yeah, go ahead. After.
I was like, do I see anything as far as threads are concerned?
No, you were sitting in the cave of an apex predator. Creatures have long since learned not to come onto this territory.
Not threats. I mean, threads in terms of fate on
Oh, threads! Yeah, you're seeing hella threads, tons of threads all the time. As you're standing here, you're you see Basan sitting there. There's this little thread that's been hanging out there for a little while, and then that thread sort of merges her as she reaches for her jerky, takes a bite out of it, and you don't know how to interpret them all as important threads, and then snack threads, and then sleep threads, or going to the bathroom threads, but you see them, many of them. Yes, Basan.
There is one thing that Bisan would have done in this waiting time, because obviously this was an altar to Zeus before the lizard moved in, and she hasn't done this in a while, so she will sit down in her Githzerai manner and using her psionics, and she'll even throw some points into it, try to clean, organize, tidy, like she'd seen Chaplain organize altars before. So she's, out of respect, going to try to organize this altar. That's what she was going to do.
Absolutely. Maybe a religion check to see. The basics are easy enough. We'll just see how far you're able to take it, because you've got time.
She is not proficient, so that is it's a 16 on the dice. It's crazy. I think that's going to be a 17, maybe. Give me a second. Religion. Oh, no. It is actually a 19.
Nice.
Yeah, you clear it of dust and debris. The statue has been broken, but you do your best to sort of you can't puzzle piece it together. It's a statue, right? But you
mending.
Sorry, go ahead. the time, sure. Yeah, I'll say you start like puzzle piecing, like, okay, this like goes over here, this goes there. You're able to sort of like spend some time mending it to the best of your ability. Mending's meant for smaller work, so this will hold for a time and certainly be in reverence, but it would require something a little bit stronger to keep it intact long term. But this definitely serves. And since there's not a lot of wind in here, it should hold for a while. You, yeah, I'll say by the time Arendil shows up, the statue's been largely puzzle pieced back together. The altar has been cleared. Um, there's only so much you can do, but you clear the space as good as anyone could, and yeah, resurrect it as a small holy place for those who couldn't quite make it.
Not sure if that is something that would have affected what Etheris sees.
Yeah,
I think I maybe like there's only it's kind of like we see like kind of each like or just like a strange progression of thread links to objects.
yeah, where you see like Basan taking two like broken pieces of like the leg, and you see like the
I
two
like hovering over
threads.
my shoulder like no, it's these two. It's these.
It goes in the square hole.
Damn, Basan. It goes in this one.
Yeah, like looking at these two like just like broken pieces of stone and trying to figure it out. And there's the two lines. Those two lines are splintering off onto the statue in two different places, and Basan trying to make a. I'll tell you what, Basan, you definitely rebuild the statue. But as a fun thing, I want you to make me. Are you proficient with Mason's tools? I want you to make me just a flat investigation check to see how well the statue is rebuilt. Because it's been smashed a bit, so there's loose pieces that aren't easy to put together.
You said it was investigation?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
All right. Dirty 20.
very good. No, Basan puts it back together in like maybe there's like a piece missing here and there that isn't like a large issue, just like it got just smashed too hard or whatever. Or like maybe there's a little chunk missing from like the back of the thigh of the statue, or maybe like a piece in like the tricep area. Just like what looks like natural weathering at the end of the day. But you put the statue back together, and it's correct, autonomically correct. There was a very real chance that you kind of didn't put it back together all the way right, but you put it back together excellently. But yeah, it's definitely, I think, especially interesting with the sun, watching someone do like complex problem solving and seeing the threads kind of tailing off and changing and going up and going down and fusing. Callistra's like looks over at Ephraim's dead body, looks at the hole where Arendil went to go be a paladin and all, and looks around the room. Just kind of is like, she's just being kind of whiny and bored a little bit. Vivar is like looking into the future and bullshit. Yeah. Cool. At that point, Arendil, like a mad warrior, appears in the in the hallway there, and you are reunited after about 4 hours. It's disappeared.
So, sorry, question. Would this change have happened already? Would I have the spell ability or not that we have? As in, I know you said that they have the ability for Callistra to be able to do that. So I'm going to say that that's what we'll do, and we'll walk down because that's what I was told to do. So
You come back to the like this is on the way
Yeah.
back. So either way, um, Yeah, you were told to like. You weren't even told to just. It was just like being cocky, right? It was being a dick. It was like that
Fuck
joy.
off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
So you could
Away.
absolutely come back to come back to your friends.
Yeah. Okay. We must leave this mountain now. We do not have time, Callistra. He will last until you are able to revive him in whatever way you see fit. But we must leave. There is no way we are strong enough at this moment in time to be able to cope with what is up there. We need to go, come back. But Ed's brother is up there. He doesn't have long, but he is. We have a chance. Although I will need to talk to you all when we are all back together. Ed included.
Let's get down then quickly.
I'll walk over and pick Etherith up, sling him over my shoulder, and just start walking down.
Got it. Arendil walks with like maybe a different posture now. He's feeling a little more majestic, you know. All right, and so begins the journey back. We'll see how it goes. It goes fine. The dice just don't want to fuck with you. I will give you guys a fun. Oh, go ahead, Ethra. Sorry.
It's like Ether's like watching, like you like just slip on your wrist, like careful. I'm just
Like, mind your footing.
I'm very delicate. No.
To be fair, I've just got this picture of you being slumped over my shoulder, but your feet are here, and wherever your head is well. There you go. You can picture that.
Just like, all right, this is a steep one. Watch out.
Eye level.
Oh no.
You guys travel for. I'll give you a fun detail. As you reach the base of the mountain, you will see. You'll see. Actually, this is actually very fun. I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to wait for this. Okay, fantastic. You're going to see, as you guys are walking away, you see this like space scallion flying across the sky towards the storm. You're like, it's the fucking Swords of the Shattered Moon, you know? And it's like this big piratey ship, black sails, it's got the flag and everything. And you're going to see that it does have a number of Azure Guard fighters. So personal ships. I'm trying to use the correct terminology that I've made up. Personal ships and the mid-sized ships, so like the Hummingbird ships, in pursuit, and it's sailing right at the storm. And as it does so, the ship just flies in it, and this bolt of lightning streaks out, blinding the sky. You don't even really see it. You just see, like, for a moment, that sort of connecting bolt. The sky goes white, and you see the ship just, like, in flames, split in half, falling out of the sky and disappearing into the cloudscape, and then like debris falling down the mountain. You see the fighters begin to sort of tarry off, and most of them get around the storm before realizing, like, oh shit, that's real dangerous. One or two of them don't get one. Like, there's like 5 of them. And 2 of them don't bank quite right, and 2 more bolts, and those ones just fucking explode midair, and debris just goes flying off, as if Zeus himself was saying, "Fuck off." And you guys look up and see a ship's worth of debris coming down the side of the mountain. I will have you guys make dex saves to get out of the way of the debris as it comes falling down, hurling down the mountain towards you. It's not all of it. Like, it's not a whole ship coming at you. It distributes it.
Is mine at disadvantage because I am carrying someone?
Sure, that makes sense. Fair.
I thought it would be. All right. That's cool. Both was 15 on the dice, so 17 in total for both of them.
Sweet. Hassan, how'd you do?
24.
24. Excellent. Everyone gets out of the way, and Bavar's like, and this one plank just fucking poof, across the head. She's gonna take. Ouch. She's gonna take 21 bludgeoning damage to the face. Poof! She's like, ow! And like falls over. She's like quickly grabbed by Saeed and like dragged under the cover of like a nearby stone ledge, and the rest of the debris falls away. And you guys are safe.
Ether just kind of like has like a piece of face. So I'm just like, oh shit, that was close.
Yeah. Callisto will be like, Arendil, he's got a, you guys look over and you see this one long spike that's just like through Ethelred's back. He's like leaned over.
Oh.
Like, whew, that could have hit you, Arendil. That would have been bad.
Well, lucky I was carrying him. He won't feel a thing. We'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Let me just get that for him.
It's like already just like like that they run like electricity through wood, and so there's like this weird like sort of snaking like path of these scars.
It does all the
that's just all run up like Ether's face from like being hit with a lightning bolt. There's just a hole in him.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's fair. You guys complete your journey, travel across through the forest and plains. There's no other issues. You do see the Azure Guard has sort of like they're still blockading the city, but a number of ships have come to kind of like form a perimeter around the storm, far enough away that the storm isn't like blasting them out of the sky anymore. But clearly, like, you get the sense that like people are figuring it out where to find Yvonne Yord. But luckily, you've got a pretty good ally keeping the prize in check for you. Make it back to the city. Walk through the streets with your dead body. Get down to the Revelite district. You head down into the Undercity, through the streets, making your way through the invisible wall. And it's pretty empty in here. There's not a lot of people here. It's just like, finally back. This wasn't exactly the trip that I was promised. So, now I get to take it out on Ethereth. Let's go find a lot of salt and a cauldron.
I've already died. What do you mean take it out on me?
I'll just I'll just shrug him off my shoulder and let him fall to the ground. I'll place him down. Yeah. Thank you.
A little respect for the fallen, please.
Please. She brings you through. She brings you through the Umbral Sanctuary to the main chamber. She removes one of the artifacts from the wall, which seems to be like a little handheld like cauldron, which is weird. She brings it in the middle of the room, and she like says these infernal words. The cauldron kind of develops and grows larger. She says, "Okay, you strong people, there's a room to the side. Bring me 200 pounds of salt." Thank you.
Isan, we'll get on it.
You guys start hauling bags of salt.
So will I.
Yeah, you all start hauling bags of salt. And we'll look at Saeed and says, "Okay, Saeed, I think this will be a job that I think you'll like best. Stuff him in the cauldron."
No, don't have Saeed do it.
Saeed smiles and goes like, "Let's not be grotesque about it, but, you know." He'll push your legs in first. At first, it's very gentle. He's putting you in gently, folding your arms in. There's a point where like she's like checking all the bags. Saeed looks behind. And those are the ones looking, kind of like, like elbows you in the shoulder. This probably dislocates the arm and then stuffs the arm in a little easier. So that like pushes your head and kind of like fits it under the interior of the bowl to kind of like prop it in. And just like
You'll hate
and
me so much, maybe I won't come back.
technically there's a bit of overkill, but I don't know where all the clerics have gone. It could have been a revivify, but so I guess we'll just have to do the salt. All right, start pouring the bags of salt in on Epic, please. There you go. Pour about 200 pounds of salt on. And he says, now we wait 8 hours. And after 8 hours, he will be, disintegrated into the salt. And then we sleep on it. And by the time the sun comes out, he will pop out his butt.
I thought it was kind of like in ghostly form. It's kind of like, do I get in too? So trying to like sort of like position itself like, okay, left arm here.
Yeah, you start fixating yourself inside the cauldron. It doesn't really work because the cauldron's on 4 legs. You kind of just float through, and your butt's on the ground. So you're kind of like in there as best you can, but like you're kind of affected by gravity, kind of. So you're like half in the cauldron, half sort of phased through the cauldron. And you guys, it's like, so now we just chill for 8 hours.
So while we're waiting, I will pull Callistra aside. And Basson, because she's here.
She goes, oh. You like grab her and she's like, okay. And you grab Basson, she's like, oh. I mean, hey, Basson's good. Sorry, I don't know what I said. You pulled them aside.
I am just giving you fair warning, a bit of a heads up. I will be pulling your cult into line. Your cult will no longer be looking for Edjord. You will tell them so. On the faith of your mother, that is what will be done. As will the Azure Guard, as will the who was it? Sorry, the daggers. No, the swords of the moon.
The sword, the swords of the Shattered Moon.
Sword of the Shattered Moon. Every faction on this place will come to heel, one way or another, by my hand or their own. But this will happen. I would rather it be done with you than against you.
She like looks. She doesn't look unhappy. She's like, kind of like, I guess like excited by the authority that you're exerting. And she goes, "You want me to tell the cult to back off, basically?"
Yes. They will not survive whether they try. In fact, I know that they will not. Anybody that ventures up that mountain apart from ourselves will die.
Is that,
and that is the word.
I mean, we saw.
Yeah. I have a rite of passage now to go up there with us. Just our group. But nobody else shall pass. But we need to be quick. You are a demigod. You have the right to run this cult as you wish. Again, I would rather it be done together than against.
Make an intimidation or persuasion check, your choice.
I'm gonna have to roll intimidation because that's better and that's crap. That's an 8.
An 8. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna give you advantage on it because she saw the ships get blown out of the fucking sky with lightning. So there's you got some big backing it up pretty heavily.
Can I retcon and try persuade? The only reason why I was using intimidation because it was that. Can I do persuasion instead? Because I don't think I don't know. It would have changed. No, it would be intimidation. Sorry, I'm just
It's okay.
trying to rework myself
No
in
worries.
this. Okay. That rolled off on that 20, so that's a 5.
Oh man. 5.
So it was an 8 and a 5.
An 8. Oh boy. She will say, "Oh, Hassan, please."
Oh no, actually, tactical
Ah,
mind.
Oh,
Sorry,
tactical mind. Yeah. Well, hang on.
but
You're a paladin
I
now,
can't use
right?
that now, can I?
No, you're a
Yeah.
paladin now.
Sorry,
Sorry.
the only time I remember to use it and I can't use it.
Oh,
How good's
shit.
that?
if I may, and she'll look at Kalissa. I don't think this is his threat or our threat. It's almost friendly advice. We didn't, we didn't do anything to blow those ships out of the sky. If anything that goes towards those ships other than us will be blown out of the sky, why would you send your people to certain death? Crossroads or no, Hecate does not seem like someone who wastes resources.
They're not my people. I mean, I'm around here, but I'm not the leader of this cult. I could take it if I want, I suppose, but I don't really want to.
Okay.
If
Then I'll give you.
Are you suggesting that you want me to what? What exactly do you want me to do? You want me to claim leadership of the cult and tell them to not go after this?
Whether you claim the leadership of the cult or not, I do not care. Tell your people to stay away from the mountain, otherwise they will all die. I believe they would listen to you.
I will give them a friendly warning. That's the best I could do.
But know that change is coming to Thessalos.
I think maybe Zeus will do the rest if they don't stop.
I assure you he will.
Well, I will, as I said, spread friendly warning to the people, and they can decide for themselves if they want to try and combat the will of Zeus or not, which I don't recommend. So, regardless, so I will tell them.
I'll grab her hand and just let a little bit of lightning travel through her fingers. Not enough, just a little bit.
Ow! Shit! Fuck. Yeah, I got
just enough to tickle the senses, as it were.
She'll give you a look. Despite the role itself, I'm translating the role not being like you failed to intimidate her, but I think it was more about her like belief in her ability or wants to lead. It wasn't so much about you as her.
Yeah.
You do that, and she does look back at you with this like it's kind of like this like excited look of approval that you're like things will change, change is coming, I'm the fucking harbinger of change and shit. You don't think that that wasn't like a big turn on for her at all? Like she was pretty into it, and she gives you a little look of like, kind of continues to go do as she's told, and she'll get the word up to Cult of Hecate. Uh, Climb the mountain at your own peril.
I will turn to Basson. Things have changed for me. I am now a paladin of Zeus. There is things that I must do now. That goes against everything that we have most probably been working for. I'm going to have to talk to Ed at some point. But his brother will have to pay his debt. And I will be making sure that happens.
Will the prophet still die?
Eventually, yes. I shall bring judgment to them. We shall bring judgment.
Then I will follow you.
I need you by my side, Basson, as I do Etherith and Ed. But I am now changed. And I may rub people up the wrong way in whatever brand I bring with me. But know that is nothing against you. This is the way.
When he says this is the way, she cocks her head and looks at him.
Mandalorian sound goes off.
Yeah. I thought that'd be nice for you. That's what I threw in. Okay. So we will need to go and talk to Ed. But I must also talk to the rest of the factions within this place. I do not wish to see them killed, but if they do, they do.
Above the table, which faction was associated with Athena?
That would be the Lumina scholars. They're the philosophers who have basically said, like, we want to find him so that we can use his technology for the good of magic and all that.
Mm-hmm. They were the ones that they think.
So they're not amongst the people that are actually out there chasing him right now.
Oh yeah,
They are.
They're
Okay.
actively chasing.
They've
after
put up a lot of
Vaughn.
money, haven't they, to go
Yeah,
and get
they
him.
put up a bounty for Vaughn, bring him in alive.
Okay.
Of the many factions, I'd say they're one of the more altruistic ones. It's like, bring him in. We want his technology so that it can be brought into society in a good and safe kind of way. They want to ethically use his findings, essentially.
So
I will go
Ryan,
there.
Okay. What I was gonna do is to see whether we can get a couple of factions together at the same time instead of going one by one. Maybe trying any factions that are in the Undercity, get them members of, and then above, we've got a contact in the Azure Guard and that sort of thing. Can we do that?
If you want to call like a tribunal, basically, like you could certainly try. Call a couple of. I mean, you could do the whole sneaky, like, hey, meet us here at this location, and then you just bring out a representative of each thing and be like, me, I don't know.
Why not just go to the Agora where they were teach wooden word spread?
Maybe, yeah. That's actually a good idea.
Go to the Agora and make word spread. I do need to go to the Temple of Athena at some point soon. But
Then
if
I shall
you,
walk you there. And I'll, on that basis, then I will go. If Bason's going to the Temple of Athena, I'll go to the Temple of Zeus and get them to take down their quest of people going up to the mountain as well.
Fair enough.
Because that might stop a few people going up anyway. But I know it's more for the fact that Yvonne is up there.
Got it. Let me check something here. Let's see if I'm trying to remember if they gave a price on that quest.
Yeah, I've got it wrote down somewhere.
Okay, I think I found it. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Okay. So Etherite, or excuse me, Arendil. So you go to the temple. You are going to, tell them like it's been resolved. Like I've communed with Zeus. I am paladin of Judgement. They absolutely will follow as you say. Your divine presence is obvious at this point, and they are going to bring to you something rather interesting. They bring to you this chest, and inside of it is this like it looks like it looks like blasted glass almost. Like it looks like this like crazy jagged piece of like strange piece of iron that looks like there's like little spines off of it. Oh, I'm trying to think of a good comparison. It's basically jagged. It's like this jagged piece of strange iron.
Okay.
And it's about 20 pounds of it. And the high priest there will say, now this is a relic that we have kept in safeguard for some time. This was taken from the heart of that mountain that you went to. They say that when Thessaly was created, Zeus landed where that mountain is, which is why it is of such greatness to us. And amongst it was found this very odd, rare material. It's no metal like anything we've ever been able to find. It is a very fine piece of what we believe to be celestial sent iron created from the bolts of Zeus himself. Now, we give this to you, and you can sell it, but this iron can be forged by the followers of Hephaestus into a great weapon.
Sorry, the followers of Hephaestus.
Hephaestus, he's the forge god of our pantheon.
Okay.
You need only understand for yourself what shape you would wish it to take. Bring it to them. They can instruct you on how to best have it created, or truly any smith of good enough weapon mastery. But this should be enough to craft you one weapon of your choice, or perhaps two, depending on what kind of weapon you wish from it.
Okay. I'll think of that and I'll let you know.
So
I think
you
I've
may-
got an idea. I just need to have a look and see how you're going to do things and what.
Yep. So you may add celestial iron to your inventory. It weighs about 20 pounds. Okay. We'll swing around to you there, Hassan. You wanted to go to the Lumina Agora?
Briefly,
I know
but
you want to go to the Temple of Athena.
yeah, yes, briefly, I want to go to the Lumina Agora, and then I will go to the Temple of Athena.
Right, you go to the Lumina Agora. It's still decently occupied. Classes are still running. You will see that same guy that your friends have been talking to a lot. That sort of old senior teacher individual, Philocrates. You can approach him if you wish.
I would like to.
And so you do. You approach him and he says, "Ah, it is. I've heard many of your friends speak here. I don't think me and you have had the pleasure of getting to know one another. Who might you?"
My name is Bisan Isandro. Words are not easy for me the way they are for my friends. But I have a message.
A message. Most interesting. Please.
I know that people from the Lumina Agora are looking to infiltrate the mountain in hopes of finding the artificer. Zeus will not allow it. This is not a threat. I do not want anyone else to get hurt. But anyone who approaches that space will get hit by lightning. I do not mean to sound, I am scary looking, but I do not mean to be hurtful or threatening. I don't want anyone else to be hurt.
No need. No threat is brooked. At least not in my opinion. I thank you for the warning and will pass it along to my colleagues. With haste. Thank you for the warning. We had heard some rumors that storm activity on that mountain has become exceptional. Good to be confirmed, I suppose.
Thank you. Can you give me directions to the Temple of Athena?
Oh yeah, just go down Spear Street and take a right at Chariot Road, and there you will find it. None too far away, you will find of one of the many temples, Temple of Athena.
And she will give a little bow and then go head to that temple.
Beautiful. All right, and so you do. You make your way over there, find a big, beautiful temple. It is similar to most of the styles. It seems that the exterior style of the temples are none too different one to the other, except for these, like this artistic filigree that always runs around telling different stories, and this one is of no exception. There's beautiful tales and sculptures built into the very upper echelons, and as you walk in, you see a central, very large statue of a warrior woman, beautiful, but clad in breastplates, large shield, spear, and a helm held on the back of her head, not dissimilar to the paladin that you met earlier.
I think she'd want to take a moment and look through the stories on the wall, and just to kind of get a feel for who this goddess is that apparently is watching.
Okay. Make me this will be about interpretation of art. So I will say, this is kind of like reverse engineering your performance a little bit. Or so I'll say, no, I'll say it's an investigation. Make an investigation check to interpret the art.
13.
13. You don't get all of it. It's difficult to interpret, especially since you don't have the context of, knowing the names of, the names of the various people. but you interpret a deal of it. She is dressed and clad as a warrior, but a lot of it seems to like a lot of what she does on it isn't about fighting. Like in the larger structures, there's absolutely her like seemingly doing singular battle with like many strong men, and coming out on top. But others seem to be conversing with other figures from the mythos and seeming to be at the epicenter of myths to do with maybe favoritism or cleverness. Again, it's difficult to interpret because you don't know the stories. You don't have a lot of artistic context, but clearly a very diverse and interesting god of warriorship and other things.
All right. I take it there's a space for meditation of some sort.
You can pick a spot on the ground and
Perfect.
utilize that as you wish. You see many people who come to pray just kind of pick a spot before and kind of raise their arms like so and kind of regard the statue.
Uh,
What you're doing is what I assume will be very different than what they are, but nonetheless.
quite.
Yeah.
She will sit down in the Githzerai manner, and she will do something that she has done only once before, because she's kind of feeling that same sense of desperation, having lost a crew member, and great that he can come back. But there was one time when she was exhausted and our old captain was dealing with Hecate, and she was kind of able to shift a little bit and sit in the space and sort of see Hecate.
You want to try and make personal communion with this god.
Yep. Might not work,
Okay.
but and the only way she knows how to do it is through her psionics. So this might not work at all, but
fair enough. You reach out with your senses, you pour psionic focus into your meditation, trying to use your psionics to invoke the god, to pull them from the statue, or push yourself into the statue, or however you go about it, just try and to bring her forth with force of will. You wish to speak with this god. Unfortunately, it does not seem to work. Perhaps that is not the traditional religious practice. Perhaps God isn't listening. You're not sure why, but
it's fine.
It works that time, but not this one.
That's fine. That was less about. It's less about having a discussion and more about just feeling a sense of them. So like if it works or it doesn't, like that's what she's here to do, and she will be here for the next 8 to 12 hours, however long she has.
All right, you sit for the meditation for an impressively long time. Absolutely. No one disturbs you. You're in meditation. No one disrespects your space by doing so. And yeah, you meditate. Meditate for some time and contemplate the goddess Athena. Fair enough. Incredible. Yes, unfortunately, behind the script, these are gods of sacrifice as opposed to gods of evocation, shall we say. So they will, yeah. Okay. Time goes by. Arendil, do you return to the cult? You're muted.
Etherith has to be in there for 8 hours, and then we need to rest for 8 hours as well. Yeah.
He needs to be in there for 8 hours, and then he'll rise at the dawn. So
Right. Okay.
it'll probably just be 8 hours because you guys traveled all day to get here. So when you guys are going to the temple, it's probably pretty late.
Okay. So then, yeah, I'll head back to the cult, and I'll rest there for the night.
All right, you go there and rest for the night. Hassan, you sounds like you just stay all night and meditate all night long. I'll say in this meditative state, you're skilled enough, Gith Zerai, that you will. I won't give you exhaustion. I'll say that you're in sort of a resting, meditative, psionic cocoon state, shall we say.
She will also leave, like as discreetly as she can. She will leave, because I'm sure that she's seen the practice of people leaving money. She'll leave 250 gold.
You leave 250 gold as the sun rises. I would ask, you meditate for an exceptionally long time. What does the sun take away from you? So meditation's about inner knowledge. It's about inner understanding, inner peace. So I can't tell you what you take away. What do you think the sun takes away?
I don't know, but I can tell you what she was thinking on.
Okay.
Because it's the Gith Sarai have eschewed gods. There's no real differentiation between servitude and slavery. And so this is her idea of God would be Vlakith. And Saeed is clearly a slave.
Okay.
We learn our own mastery of our mind because that is ours and we're not dependent upon it. But maybe there's a problem in that part of Gith philosophy because she's seen in the mirror that she'll never be an anarch. But that power exists in her still. So is that power then unlocked by a god, if not by thought? Like these are is that power unlocked by a god, if not by hours and hours of Githzerai thought? Clearly there's a different way of unlocking this. And
so you're contemplating
yeah.
the power, psionic power.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You do contemplate this for a very long time. You don't come to any conclusions, it seems. You think about it. You donate a deal of wealth to Athena, God's wisdom. As you donate that wealth, you've been contemplating and basically asking yourself question after question about psionics and powers. Like, how did the anarchs get that power? Like, the original one. Like, how did they get their power? And if they could have got the power, then maybe I could get the power. Or was this built over generations? And is Black the easy way? So on, so on, so on, so on. You contemplate power. And as you donate that money, a thought comes to you. A question comes to you. And I think that question would be along the lines of, why does that power need to be silent? you recognize perhaps in yourself that you have always been different from Githzerai. The Githzerai are monks. You are fighting. That anarchs are primarily focused on the use of psionic power as opposed to physical power. You are the opposite. You use physical power and back it up with psionic power. As much as you might not like to admit it, you're probably closer in martial skill to get Yankee than it gets Sarai, just in discipline, just in martial discipline, and psionic discipline. So the question occurs, why does that power need to be based on your skill with psionics and not your skill with the blade, which you have been developing with far more ease?
It doesn't have to be. It is. No amount of working with a sword is going to take that away. And if I'm closer to being Githyanki in temperament and would not follow Vlaakith, it would suggest I need to find someone else to follow. There's some really scary shit. She needs to be bigger than herself.
You perhaps find an answer to what these 4 questions are.
Indeed.
You're on your way to bed, Arendil. And as you're on the way to bed, the demigod will be sort of present. Not like in your room or anything, she's just kind of like around and was waiting for you. And she's going to say, so, you're about power now.
Judgment, more than power.
Judgment. Okay. Sounds like you want dominion and power. You're trying to. It sounds like you want to take all these factions and tell them what to do. Put them in their place.
That is what is going to happen. Judgment is coming for Thessalis. Zeus has decreed that. I am the one to bring it.
And what is your judgment of the cult of Hecate?
At this moment in time, I have made no judgment. But they will have to come to heal, as will all others. Stop the bickering between each different faction and start to work together to become the great city of Thessalis that it once was. If those who do not wish to abide by these rulings, well then, we shall see what happens.
Now, if you want to bring these people to heal, you're going to need to be willing to take.
And I will do so, if that requires what has happened. I know that there will be certain factions that will never listen to what is being said, and they will have to be dealt with, and that force will come through me.
You'll dominate their idols. Make them remember who's the prime god, who the true king is, I suppose.
There is only one God of gods. Now there is a God, a king of paladins that will bring this judgment to pass.
King of Paladins. And you mean to bring the cult packet to you?
All shall be judged.
I'm going to make a suggestion. Sometimes the best way to bring a people to heal is to look to their heroes, their great ones, and make them yours.
You are their great one. You know the reverence that you hold within this place.
What are you scared of, Alan?
I'm scared of nothing.
She kind of walks a little closer. She says, "Prove it."
I'll just sweep her up, take her away.
There we go. We will fade to black there. And as that comes to a head in Judgment, it's coming to Decimus. We will end the session.